What is art? How do we define art? Art is a form of human expression such as drawings, paintings, sculptures, music, and dance. It conveys a certain message to the viewer or listener. The viewer or listener can also have their own unique interpretation of art. The artwork that I selected is The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. So The Starry Night is an oil-on-canvas painting by Vincent van Gogh. He was a post-impressionist artist. So the painting was made in 1889, and it shows a view from inside his asylum room, looking outward through a window just before sunrise. Alongside that real scene, Van Gogh includes an imaginary village, blending observation with invention. His expressive swirling brushstrokes give the landscape a sense of motion, an optical effect found in many of his works. So Vincent van Gogh was raised in a religious family. His father was a pastor of the Dutch Reformist Church. So in the Dutch Reformed Church, they taught Vincent van Gogh about, things about Christianity. So later on, Vincent van Gogh was struggling to find a job, and he would take different kinds of jobs, but he wouldn't really get far with them. So eventually he turned to painting. Vincent van Gogh was a very troubled man because he was struggling with depression, mental illness, and he found that painting was a good outlet. It was an activity which soothes the soul, so to speak. Vincent van Gogh lived a very difficult life, and he lived most of his life in poverty. So he would get financial support from his brother Theo van Gogh, and he lived a very difficult life. He was very depressed, and it was believed that he committed suicide. And his painting The Starry Night is very famous. It only became famous after his death, and all of his artworks were never sold during his lifetime. So Vincent van Gogh lived in poverty for most of his life. It was only until after his death that his paintings became well known. So The Starry Night, it's very unique because the way that Vincent van Gogh paints with his brushstrokes, it makes the picture look like it's moving. So that's the special thing about Vincent van Gogh's artwork. So you can tell that Vincent van Gogh is very depressed, and especially in his self-portrait. But overall, he was a very talented man, and his artwork was underappreciated during his time. Yeah. Thank you for listening.